Hi, friends. Today I want to bring your attention to one of the so-called seven deadly sins. So, pride, as you might be very aware, is one of the seven deadly sins. The reason I'm bringing this up is pride also equates to arrogance, just another word for pride. And so, I guess what I'm trying to do is bring your attention to arrogance. Um, I'm very self-aware of arrogance only because it has tripped me up 1,000 times in my life. And when I'm being really unsuspecting, it shows up and almost destroys a lot of things in my life. I've had lost friendships um, and lost opportunities. Perhaps I've lost face a lot of times when I've been arrogant, and perhaps I've lost, most importantly, the choice and the opportunity to be kind, to be compassionate to someone else, to myself. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up today is um, just noticing everything that's going on in the world. Arrogance is something that comes up. Arrogance can happen when you think you have something that is better than everybody else, and that makes you better than everybody else, makes me better than everybody else. And in my case, it's been many different things: education, it's been possessions, it's been dollars, whatever it might be. It might be clothing. Um, and each time when I fall flat on my face or on my ass, I realize what a dumb thing it has been that has kept me trapped in its sort of viciousness, which has kept me away from everybody else. So, I especially want to bring to attention arrogance around wealth. In North America, where we definitely see that wide divide between the rich and the poor, and for anyone who is Canadian and who saw the Canadian debate, it was very clear who the candidates were speaking to, the ultra rich or the extreme poor. That arrogance that comes with wealth, we're seeing it south of the border of Canada these days. The super rich, the extremely wealthy, have very little to no regard for anyone else because in the back of their mind, they have decided they are better than everyone else. They have access to things that are better. And it's interesting because even in my own little small microcosm, times when I have felt arrogant, I have truly believed, and of course, in retrospect, quite stupidly, that I was superior to others who didn't have what I had, whatever it was that was making me arrogant at the time, making me feel superior. When you see some of these ultra rich, ultra wealthy people exerting themselves in the world, will the rest of us who are not that rich, who don't roam in the same circles, seem to scratch our heads and think, what is wrong with you? Like, do you not see what is going on? Why are you pushing yourself forward compared to everybody else? Why are you not seeing anybody else and their life and their needs, and maybe the beauty in it? And I think what happens is arrogance puts a veil of I can behave however I want to because I have more than someone else, and whatever that have might be important to you. These days, wealth seems to be the way arrogance is most being expressed. It could also be, I mean, a lot of things these days are tied to wealth. People who are extremely beautiful are often the wealthiest because they can get fillers and Botox and all those kind of things. They don't have to look like they are wrinkled or old or any of those kind of things. And unfortunately, Gen Pop sort of buys that. They're like, oh, you must be wealthy and good looking, and that's why your life's great. I want maybe not so much to focus on those folk, but maybe focus on our own lives and really examine where arrogance has tripped you up. Where have you felt, I am so much better than that person, in a way that it's made you want to stand aside, stand ahead of them, as opposed to go to them and help them out? Why are we as humanity wanting to set aside in arrogance as opposed to stand together, sit on the same couch, and help each other out? Why are we in this space? And where in your life does it show up, even at small levels, at work, if you're at university, where does it show up there, in your neighborhood, um, just for yourself? I mean, there's a lot of talk about, count your blessings, be grateful, but do not allow those to make you arrogant. And I can only say this because I have allowed myself to allow those things to make me arrogant. And it's when you are extremely arrogant, you think you're very high, that's when you're at your lowest point. And that's been my experience, is that's when I know my ego conditioning has pulled me into the quicksand. It's got its claws into me, and I think I'm just so much better than everyone else, when in fact I am a lot worse than where I was before. So, a quick urge on arrogance, pride, whatever you'd like to call it. What are those things that make you arrogant? Are you noticing this in your loved ones, or in your friends and neighbors? How do you how do you go about that? Do you confront people? Do you pass it off as humor? Do you allow them to figure it out on their own? What do you do when you see it in your own life? Thanks so much for listening.